In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at how you can implement principal component analysis, also known as PCA, in Python with the help of scikit-learn. So first off, why are you going to want to use PCA? Well, when you're working with data, often in the real world, there's going to be a lot of specific columns to work with. And not all of them are going to cause specific variance or even be important to your model. PCA allows you to get rid of non-important features. And getting rid of these non-important features are going to allow your machine learning model to run a lot faster. Now, I'm going to show you two different methods on how you can use this. You can either specify the percentage of variance that you would like to see based off of components, or call out the specific number of components. As well as this, I'm going to take you in a practical example all the way from splitting up our data to scaling it, and then also applying PCA. Hope you guys do enjoy this video, and let's start coding. Okay, let's get started. I have a brand new Jupyter notebook here, and we're going to do the basics of importing pandas as PD. Shift and enter runs the cell, builds a new one down below. Then import numpy as np, shift and enter as well. Now we're going to throw in our data frame. So I'll show you how we did this, and also show you how I grab this data, because it's actually pretty helpful if you do like baseball, like I do. You can grab a lot of stats. So MLB teams.csv, and this is the CSV I created. I'll put this in my GitHub too. I do want to also start building out my GitHub repository, so probably a lot more coding that I'll be throwing up there in the future. And also, this is our data frame over here, baseball stats for different teams in 2022. So I want to show you real quick how I actually grab this data. So first, there's a website called Baseball Reference, has tons and tons of data based off of baseball, both on the singular level of a player all the way through different teams or leagues. Now, what I did is I went over here, share and export, either grab a CSV or Excel workbook. Now I open this up, and more time. Now I opened this up, and then I went over here to playoffs, and I built out this specific column. The reason why is there wasn't any playoffs mentioned, and I just looked up who made the baseball playoffs in 2022. Put 1 for that team if they did, 0 if they did not. So pretty cool. You grab that data and then just upload it straight back into the Jupyter notebook. So essentially how I did that, if you want to copy me, or you can just grab this specific CSV down in GitHub. It'll be in the description too. So, okay. Now that we have that, we can actually start working on this video. So I will also mention, I don't need this specific team, so I am going to drop it. So here's how you can do that. So df.drop, put in your team like this, put axis equals 1, and then you put in place equals true. So that way impacts the direct data frame, right? And now the team is dropped. Again, if I just show a df, right, it's gone. I don't need to show that over here. You just got to believe me. And the reason why is this is categorical data, and teams aren't guaranteed a spot in the playoffs every year. So there's like literally no reason to have this in if we're going to build out a model a little bit later. So, okay. And we aren't going to be running any models in this video, but I'll still show you essentially how PCA works. So first thing I'm going to do now is set up X and also Y. So X is going to be everything over here, or Y is going to be target if they made the playoffs or not. So I tend to use df.iloc. So we'll do dx equals df.iloc. Then we'll put over here colon, and then we'll put 0 to 27. And then we have our X, and then we're going to do our Y next. So again, Y equals df.iloc. Put over here colon, and then we'll just put 27 in this instance. The reason why we both have 27 is this ends at 27, does not include it. This one will include 27, which is playoffs. And always make sure capital X and also lowercase y. Otherwise, you're going to have people yelling at you for the improper formatting. Okay, now we're going to import in train test split. So from scikit-learn.model selection, import train test split. Make sure you have that before we apply PCA. Then our favorite, right? X train, X test, Y train, Y test equals train test split X, Y, test size equals 0.2. Then random state equals 21. Boom. Feel free to copy what you want. That means we're going to use 80% of our data in training, 20% testing, and then just random state if you want to copy the exact randomization that I am using. Okay, now we have this, we can implement our scaling, which you need to have scaling before you apply PCA. In this case, and why I use baseball stats is just to show you like teams have at-bats or plate appearances, right? Like 6,000, 5,000. But then there's stats like OPS, which has a league average of 100, and you have good teams that have like 109, or 102 is a little bit above average, right? 115. So it's important to scale your features. Now, what I'm using is standard scaling. So what standard scaling allows you to do is have a mean of 0, and the standard deviation is around 1. So I do have a full video on the channel of scaling. If you do want to check that out, I really appreciate it because I do put a lot of effort into these videos. So scikit-learn.preprocessing, import StandardScaler, like that. Shift enter and we run that. Now we have to call our standard scaler. So we're going to say scale standard equals standard scaler, like that. Now that is over here. And we have to fit our data. So we're going to say xtrain equals, and then we have this scale standard right here. I'm going to say dot fit score transform, then throw xtrain in here again. Okay. But we are not done, because if you just put xtrain over here, right, we have this array. And I want it to go back into a pandas data frame. So easy way to do that, you put first df columns, and you're going to get all the columns from your data frame. And we had our df earlier. And then I'm just going to rewrite xtrain. So this time we're going to say xtrain equals pd.DataFrame. Then we're going to throw in here our xtrain like this. Then we're going to throw in here our columns equal. And all you got to do is copy this over. And there's one thing that you're going to have to remove, which is playoffs, because we don't want to have that in there. So remove playoffs. Keep it at LOB, which is left on base, and boom, we have that. And then just to show you, xtrain.head, we'll throw a 10 in here, right? This is now scaled, which is great, right? Obviously, this team did really bad. We have a bunch of negatives over here. This team, right, did all better. We have ones, 1.8, 0.09. Not really many negatives here except for home runs. So now I want to run describe. So we can just copy this xtrain and we can put describe here. Now, if I don't do a round, it's going to look pretty disgusting. If you see this right here, yeah, I don't like that. So just put round 3 over here, round, we put 3 inside, and this data is much, much cleaner across the board. So we see our count, mean, standard deviation, min, 25, 50, 75, and max. Like I said about mean, right? All 0 across the board, which means we implemented it correctly. I'm going to build out a bunch of brand new cells, and we're going to continue on. In fact, now we're going to import in PCA. So from scikit-learn.decomposition, import PCA. And since we're going to be using PCA a lot in this video, I'm going to start off with PCA 1. Promise you we're going to go over a ton of examples. Now that we have this data cleaned up. Okay, and I'm not going to put any parameters in here. We're just going to run it basic. Next, what we're going to have to do is set our x set. So xPCA1 equals PCA1 dot fit transform. Then we'll put over here our xtrain from earlier. And now we can take a look at the variance ratio. So essentially what the variance ratio shows is like how much variance each of these have in this data set. And you'll understand a little bit later when I show you some graphs and also on a few other versions of this. But just to show you everything, right? And I know the formatting isn't the best on here, but this is from greatest variance to least amount of variance. Like you can see over here, like this is 0.5, but this is e to the negative 34, so there's like no variance on it. But I think a few charts will show a better visualization of this. And I am going to give a shout out over here to Prasad Oswal from GitHub, because he actually had both of these charts built out, and I just copied the code because I think they look really nice, and why recreate something. So there you go. And first thing we're going to do is import in matplotlib.pyplot. And then I'm going to show you this first example. So just copy this code over here. What this looks like. All right, so we have our different components over here all the way through 27. You can see like once you get to 15, it's pretty much gone. We still have a little bit at 10, but it really dwindles down to 15. But really these first few components make the most, and then you can see the cumulative over time going up, right? And it's good because you can determine how many components you want to have, or put a specific number like 95% variance, which will be our next example. Now, I also want to just show you real quick another graph. So you can see how much variance is on each of these, right? 0.5, 1, 2, then probably about like 0.8. And again, just dwindles down kind of like this over here, but just in a line variation of it, which I think is kind of cool just to show you guys. So into that a little bit, let's show 95% now. That's gonna be pretty easy. So we're gonna name this as PCA2 since we just did PCA1, and we're gonna say PCA and throw in here 0.95, okay? And let's start building this out. So again, like earlier, x PCA2 equals PCA2.fit transform. And we'll throw in over here x train. And now if you want to see how many components for 95%, you can just literally throw in shape. So copy this over here, dot shape, and should probably be around 10, as it does dwindle down a bit over here. And you can see 10 was the correct answer on that. And like earlier, right? So I showed you this over here. This variance ratio, it's not going to show everything this time. It's only going to show these 10. So all we're going to do this time is like this, PCA2 dot ratio, and you can see 0.5, 129, 0.8, and all this will add up to 0.95, right? Really cool. Okay, now I'm going to show you if we're going to only use two components. So I showed you 95% here. Well, these first two components, right? 0.5, and then let's say this is 0.13, right? That's 63% of the variance with just two components. So let's build that out. So we'll say PCA2C equals PCA. And then instead of just putting 0.95 this time, you're going to put n components. So n components equals 2, right? Now we have this implemented over here. And we're going to do the same thing where we do our fit transform. So x, we'll say PCA2C. And I do apologize for how disgusting this is. But again, I'm doing a lot of these in one video. So PCA2C, and we'll do a fit transform, throw in our classic X train over here. And now I want to show you specifically a chart on this. And I actually built this out at ChatGTP. So pretty easy on here. First, so we're going to set up a color map. We're going to use cool warm and then show you how this works. So we're taking a look at teams that ended up making the playoffs or not. And you can see there's a pretty clear separation. Now there are some teams that probably should have made the playoffs. Like this team looks like it probably should have made the playoffs. This team shouldn't, but there is some luck involved with baseball, right? Obviously, see the separation right over here, 1 to 0. It's nice to see. And I also want to show you real quick a version with 3 components. So it is a bit more complicated once you get into 3 dimensions, but it'll be nice, right? So now we're going to do n components of 3 for each of these over here. And x PCA 3C equals, and we'll say this, fit underscore transform, go over here, x train. Now I have that over here. And another that I built out from ChatGTP, and we'll just throw this over here. And here we go. Another visualization, different teams that made the playoffs or ones that did not with the 3 dimensions on it. So a TLDR, specifically how this works, right? First thing that you want to do is clean up your data, make sure that it is clean and ready to run. You split up your X and your Y. Up next, you're going to scale your data. It's super important that you scale your data before you apply PCA. That way we can know what has the most variance. And again, in this example over here, right, 5,000 compared to 100. Like, it makes sense why you have to standardize it. Okay, now we have that over here. Now we can start working on PCA. So call PCA. You have two different versions that you could really specifically use. You could use components, which we showed you at the very bottom, or you can show the percentage of variance. Now, if you show the percentage of variance, you might have a lot more components. Like in this example, we had 10 components in comparison to 2 or 3 at the very end. Your choice to do so. And again, how some of these different charts show up like this. Not as important, but just wanted to show you on, at least on the visual side of things. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and now you have learned how to apply principal component analysis. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel, as these videos do take quite a bit of effort to make. Now, if you want to learn even more about machine learning or scikit-learn, I have a full playlist right over here. And right now I'm uploading over 3 videos every single week, so make sure to check that out.